championship so close he can taste it. Side by side. And your new champion, Christian Rasmussen. We're about set to go. Let's fire things up, folks. As I said, 10 drivers ready to go here in the Indy Pro 2000 Grand Prix presented by the Andersen companies. It's time to get things underway. Drivers, start your engines! And of course, the power plant's coming to life. 250 horsepower, elite engines. Steve and Logan Knapp and the whole crew at Elite putting the work in on these power plants and an updated engine and evolution for the 2021 season. And it has been a fantastic motor throughout the year. And indeed, pace car starting to roll. And I'll tell you, folks, a little potential sprinkle down here on pit lane. This has been an odd day. It looked to me like we were going to stay dry through the rest of the day. I'll tell you, every one of the teams has got their Cooper wets ready to go. And in fact, many of them starting to pull them down already. Get those wet weather tires if they need them. Now, the concept here, if indeed we will have to go from wets to dries, and I think Parker Thompson mentioned this in one of our earlier broadcasts, I believe that we would go red if indeed the drivers are out there and it gets to the point where it's too slippery. It's not like we have to let them come in and make their choice to change tires. If indeed it gets to the point where our race directing team feels it's too dangerous on the racetrack running the slicks, they will throw red. Everybody will come in and then get a chance to change to the Cooper rain tires. So ready to get things underway. Once again, Hunter McElroy starting on the pole position alongside Braden Eves. Both those drivers still within mathematical contention of winning the championship. McElroy back right now by 64 points. Braden Eves back by 30. And as we talked about in the pre-race, just to give you the kind of either end of the extreme, if Braden Eves were to win and Rasmussen were to have an issue and finish 10th, at the tail of the order, the gap would shrink to 11 points. That's really the extreme that could happen in terms of the title. Of course, everything's still going down to the Mid-Ohio Sports Car Course, but we've got ourselves most definitely a battle at our hands here right now. McElroy with the bonus point, of course, for qualifying on the pole. He'll see if he can't get out front. And again, like I've said before about Hunter McElroy, if he gets out front and has open racetrack, that guy is very, very tough to beat. We've seen that over his years here running in the Road to Indy. Of course, the runner-up in 2019 in the Indy and the USF 2000 series. So again, drivers working their way now around through turns number 6 and 7 as we get set to go racing. Hello to those of you tuning in here on the Road to Indy TV app or on IndyPro2000.com or potentially roadtoindy.tv or maybe watching this race a little later on our YouTube channel. Thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate it. You're getting a chance to see the future stars of the NTT IndyCar Series. These drivers in Indy Pro just 2 steps away from the big show. Pace car's going to duck on off. We're ready to go racing here, folks. And again, it is McElroy on the pole. He will set the pace when they roll up the starting line just kind of midway through into the pit lane. You'll see it to the right there, the RTI sign to the right side on the pit wall. That is the punch off. Anytime after that, McElroy can get on the throttle and spool things up. Here they come. Again, the turn one's going to be the crazy run into the zone. Green, green, green. Great start for McElroy, but a good one as well for Braden Eves. Braden trying to potentially come to the inside of the racetrack. He's going to try to run the outside as well, thinking about sending it around the outside. He will hold on to second. Artem Petrov getting a good run, I believe, into the third spot as he has held Reese Gold on the outside. Big move to the inside as well comes, I want to say, Jacob Abel, I think, able to get by Reese Gold. Indeed, Gold goes back a couple of spots through turns number 2 and 3 cleanly thus far. First time over the rise and down into turn number 4. McElroy with the lead. Eves goes into second. And a trouble for Rasmussen. You have got to be kidding me. Trouble for Christian Rasmussen. Damage to the left rear or right rear potentially. That car crabbing down the racetrack. Rasmussen is going to be out and dead last. Trouble for Rasmussen. Back-to-back races where he has had opening lap issues. And I said Rasmussen with some type of rear suspension issue. You have got to be kidding me. This is blowing the championship wide open. Continuing to watch down whether or not we'll have any precipitation here. We talked about some potential sprinkles early. At this point, nothing else coming, so still staying dry. The two exclusive Autosport drivers lining up right now, Petrov and Eves. McElroy out to the lead as I expected from him. We're getting a challenge to the outside. Here comes the exclusive cars side by side. Petrov to the outside. Eves still on the inside. One driver goes four wheels off on the outside. That, I think, was potentially Reese Gold, I think, went off. Jack William Miller's been able to hold on to P4. I think that might have been Reese Gold who went four wheels off on the outside, and he's in the wall. He's actually off and into the wall, the wet grass, straight back in. So we have the 55 of Reese Gold off the racetrack. So this likely will bring out the full course. Oh, a driver's gone around. Another driver around. And another driver has to take evasive maneuvers. The guy going all the way around, spinning, was off track, was Kiffin Simpson. Not exactly sure who spun down in turn number 5. We'll get a better look at that when they come around. It might be Jacob Abel. Indeed, Jacob Abel, the driver, looping it around. Still staying, I believe, still staying in the green. Yeah, we have not gone to yellow as of yet. McElroy's going to come across the line. Eves in second. It's still Petrov in third. It's not. Now, that actually was Jack William Miller who went around, not Jacob Abel. It was Miller who went around. Jack William Miller around in turn number 5. Jacob Abel still okay. Abel comes across the line in 4th. James Rowe up to 5th. From 10th to 5th. Wyatt Prokacek 6th. Jack William Miller 7th. The number 1, a Christian Rasmussen. You cannot believe the bad luck of Christian Rasmussen today. They're still going to work on that machine. This is going to cut this championship lead down massively. As they run on the racetrack right now, it would be a 16-point lead heading to Mid-Ohio. Someone just threw some fuel on the fire. Hunter McElroy trying to get himself up. What would he be? 345 to 390. He'd only be back by 45 points as well. Still a long shot for him. But if he went in and dominated the action, there would be an opportunity for McElroy still to get the championship. Having Reese Gold off the racetrack right now and done in the 9th position. That is going to obviously take him pretty much out of the championship contention. In comes Reese Gold. He was able to refire it, though. Rear wing off the car. He is in the 9th spot. Now that rear wing, might be something that would be pretty tough to replace. That's just not the wing itself. You're talking about the full mount on it as well, because he backed it into the Armco when he went off there on the exit of turn number 2. Looked to me like one of the exclusive cars had to check up. They were side by side coming through turn number 1, and one of them had to check up. I think it was Artem Petrov, had to check up. And when he did, the car got a little squirrely sideways on him. When he did, really, Reese Gold nowhere to go. He ended up moving to the left of the racetrack, off into the grass. And at that point, with the precipitation that we've had, that car went shooting off the racetrack. So tough one, of course, there for Reese Gold. But nonetheless, Hunter McElroy leads. Braden Eves in second. Artem Petrov third. Jacob Abel in 4th. And James Rowe now in the 5th spot. Looking at the team championships, D-Force Racing extending their championship in the team or the USF 2000 team standings. Win with Kiko Porto and a win with Nolan Siegel today, so they're in great position. Same goes for Exclusive Autosport, looking good here right now as they run 2nd and 3rd. McElroy out to the lead though, and in fact Hunter McElroy has closed up here now, I believe, on Jack William Miller, who's been able to continue after his spin. McElroy right there with him. We'll see as they work their way over here to turn number 4. Yeah, indeed, there it is there. McElroy right in front of Jack William Miller coming into turn number 6. I guarantee you that McElroy is on the radio asking for somebody to please get him out of the way. Jack William Miller still on the lead lap, though. Obviously doesn't want to give up the lead lap just in case there was a yellow. Hunter McElroy leading pretty nicely here right now. It's a 3.7 second lead. Onto the front straightaway now. Jack William Miller still ahead of McElroy. McElroy's got a pretty good lead, though. But you know he won't want to have to deal with a car in front of him that could potentially burn up those fronts a little bit, getting that air wash he doesn't want to deal with. He wants that clean air. Miller staying there. Again, you don't want to risk it and try to make a pass to put him a lap down and potentially have contact that would take you out of the race. Again, as I said, the way things are shaking down right now, Rasmussen would leave with 390 points. McElroy leaving with 345. Still got to look at fast lap of the race and most laps led. McElroy looking good on that right now. Yeah, with everything he's got going, fast lap of the race right now, 348 for Hunter McElroy. So make that 42 points back. It's a lot to make up in a single race weekend, but it makes it a mathematical chance. Reese Gold not done either. Actually, he'll be 52 points back, so still an opportunity to him. There's 66 points on offer on the weekend, so Reese Gold still with a shot, except for the fact that 10th place, and if we only have 10 cars at Mid-Ohio, you know that Rasmussen would be guaranteed of at least 22 markers. So Reese Gold done for the day, as is Christian Rasmussen. McElroy out to a 3.7 second lead. Exclusive Autosport drivers run second and third. So McElroy able to get by. You wonder, I think Miller likely allowing him to get through. We'll keep an eye on that fight a little further back, at least not the fight, but the close-up, because obviously the exclusive Autosport driver's running good. But I'm looking back there as well at Jacob Abel to see what kind of speed he dials in. He was quicker than Eves on the last lap, was Abel, by a tenth, so not close enough, but still a long race. Not too far behind them, James Rowe in fifth and Wyatt Prokachik in sixth. Rowe able to get through the incident at the very start and move from 10th to 5th. Again, watching lap times. Another fast lap there for Hunter McElroy, 1:15.390, like I said in the pre-show. When he puts his head down and gets out front, he's like a bull out there. Doesn't make many mistakes. He's making it happen right now. Got a big lead over Braden Eves, but Artem Petrov as well, still in that fight. I want to say that he'll be potentially in the fight as well still. What would he be at? He'd be at 61 points back. Very tough for Artem Petrov. And Christian would have to not even start one of the races for Artem to get a chance to win the title. Nonetheless, it's been a great run here for Artem, having a good, solid run after that incident at Worldwide Technology Raceway. If you watched the race just a week ago, remember, hard impact into the wall, the contact between he and Jack William Miller, both drivers in the wall. And just to have Artem back with us after that hard hit, I think is a big positive. Good to see him in the paddock. Good to see him on top of the podium earlier today as well. Artem's not the really a hugely outgoing guy in terms of his emotion. Keeps everything close to his vest, but couldn't help but crack a couple smiles there after a big race win. They've got the car finished for Christian Rasmussen, and that's a key move. Because with Reese Gold out, that's going to give him one extra point. From 10th to 9th is 11 to 12. If he wins by the championship by 1 point, getting that car fixed and getting him back out onto the racetrack did it. So Rasmussen rolling again, the team getting that car fixed. He'll be able to leapfrog over Reese Gold, and you never know who else he may be able to get if somebody else has some issues. 8 laps down, still 17 to go. 25 lapper to cap off the day here at New Jersey Motorsports Park. Again, my name's Rob Howden, joined throughout the weekend here by the host of Road to Indy TV, Parker Thompson. We've had a bit of everything. We've had dry races like we have here right now. We've had wet track races. We've had drying or wet to drying track races. Both of our USF 2000 races today started on wets, and at the end, those tires were chewed up. We had guys coming in to make pit stops. Yuven Sundaramurthy coming in on lap number 1. Team making a great stop for him. He's able to power his way all the way back through the field to P3, a stellar run there. A lot of intrigue in those kind of races when people have to make a strategy call. And Yuven did a tremendous job working his way forward. A couple of guys got positions late in the run as well. Billy Fraser, I think, was able to get 3 positions as well for Exclusive Autosport. I think he was 14th, actually. Maybe 4 spots. 14th on the penultimate lap, past 4 drivers in the final circuit to move his way up into the top 10. McElroy across the line once again, stretching that lead out a little bit. The 2 exclusive cars still lined up, 2nd and 3rd. Down into 1 come Braden Eves and Artem Petrov. Another solid drive here for Jacob Abel to P4. James Rowe in 5th, Wyatt Prokacek 6th. Christian Rasmussen has now put another lap in the books, so move him up into the 9th spot. 391 points for him on the season thus far. Potential for back-to-back 9th place finishes. Wyatt Prokacek and James Rowe, very similar lap times, both 1:15.9s last time by. McElroy down to a 15 flat. And again, I'll tell you, Jacob Abel is closing in a 10th at a time on the battle for 2nd and 3rd. Petrov not quite close enough to make anything happen. Here comes Abel as well. Again, it took Artem Petrov all race yesterday to finally be able to get around the outside in turn 1 of Kiffin Simpson. Tough to pass. A lot harder to pass your teammate who's up front, a race winner, and it's your teammate, so you potentially don't want to force the issue. Got to bring the cars home. First rule of team racing, don't wreck your teammate. $15.3 for McElroy, $15.8 for Eves, $15.8 for Petrov, $16.2 for Abel. Dropped off a little bit that last lap. Good call, though, for the Jay Howard driver development crew to get Christian Rasmussen back out on the track. You never know what's going to happen with somebody potentially having a retirement, whether it's a part failure or driving off track, making just a little bit of a mistake. Every position's another point when you're further back like that. Again, as they run on the racetrack right now, I want to say it's 17 points difference right now, I think. Am I right? Yeah, 17-point difference between Christian Rasmussen and Braden Eves. Going to a racetrack where both drivers have won. I think that's the best part about Mid-Ohio right now, which is crazy to me. Rasmussen won there this particular year, and Hunter McElroy won the back end of that one. But last year, Braden Eves won there, was able to score victories there in USF 2000 as well. It's a track that he calls his home track. He's from nearby New Albany, Ohio, just one of the suburbs of Columbus, which is right close to the racetrack. Mid-Ohio's his home for Braden Eves, and he'll have a chance to challenge with Christian Rasmussen. 7.2 seconds now the lead for McElroy. What a great little run it's been for Hunter McElroy. This literally would be his 5th straight podium finish. 2 wins in that as well, and actually would also be his 6th straight top 5. 4th at Mid-Ohio in the opening round, won the Sunday race, 3rd at Worldwide Technology Raceway on the oval, and a couple of second-place finishes here at New Jersey Motorsports Park. One better today, again, would give him 5 straight podiums, and no other driver's done that in these last 5 races, so incredible. I'm looking at the result. I don't think anybody's done it in the top 5s either, no. In the last 5 races, it'll be 6 races. He'll be the only driver who has been top 5 in all of those races. Hunter McElroy coming alive here at the end of the season. And then going to a track that he's won on before. He knows how, he obviously was able to dial things in, him and the team at Mid-Ohio in the second race of that doubleheader on the NTT IndyCar Series weekend. So there's definitely an opportunity for McElroy to step up and be the dominant factor. Lots of great storylines going into the finale on the opening weekend of October. We'll have it all live here on the Road to Indy TV app, all the series websites, and of course, roadtoindy.tv as well. There's the gap from McElroy to Jack William Miller, who's a lap down. You can't even see the leaders. Now, finally, as they come cresting where we can see them, McElroy already on the turn-in. Still a good run for Braden Eves and Artem Petrov. You consider that Petrov was in the infield care center a week ago, just over a week ago, last Saturday, after that wreck, nasty hit on the wall and the safety barriers at Worldwide Technology Raceway. And here he is now running P3, coming off a victory, still in a long shot mathematical position to try to win a championship. Petrov's been a really exciting addition to the Road to Indy since he came over here in 2019. Obviously put a great show on last year running with Juncos Racing. Moving over to Exclusive Autosport this year and really has gelled with the squad. .041 now the gap for Hunter McElroy out front. That's visually out of turn 11 as they're turning into 10. And that's Jack William Miller behind them. And then if you look way over there, yes, coming into view is Braden Eves. So I want to say Christian Rasmussen fast lap of the race as well, 114.770. Another tough one for Rasmussen. He showed good speed after putting that new wing on earlier today. Was a lap down. Now significantly 7 laps down now, but just turned fast lap of the race as well. That's another bonus point. Keeping it away from one of the drivers he's challenging with. 114.7, literally 0.3 faster than the leader. Lap 16, I believe, going in the books now. 9 more to go. Braden Eves has checked out on Artem Petrov. Drivers now working their way down into 1. I want to keep an eye on Kiffin Simpson as well. Kiffin trying to close up here now on Wyatt Prokachik. Was quicker by a full second last time by. Simpson dialing things up to try to go after Prokachik and Rowe. Let's pick that up. There's Simpson right there behind Prokachik. That kid's on fire right now. So Kiffin Simpson dialing it in. Those two drivers in front of him, we could have ourselves a battle potentially for the final position in the top 5. See if Kiffin Simpson can close up enough on Prokopchik here to potentially make a move down into turn number 1. Going to run that outside line. What we've seen all day long is getting that really good run out of turn 12, forcing the issue so the driver has to go to the bottom of the racetrack, making the run around the outside, keeping him forced down into the corner. And then getting that good outside run. Let's watch him coming through here. That's your leader. I don't think that Simpson quite close enough right now, but he is definitely closing up on Prokopchik. There's that position there. That's 5th, 6th, and 7th. James Rowe, Wyatt Prokopchik, and Kiffin Simpson. Now, again, we've talked about this throughout the weekend. Catching a driver is one thing. Once you do get there and you start losing that arrow on the front of the race car, you start getting a little bit of that entry push, the understeer that helps burn up these tires. You've got to position yourself correctly. Parker Thompson talked a lot about having the side of the car, the wing, just out a little bit to get enough air flying over top of that wing. All about getting out of turn number 10 correctly to get through 11 and into 12 to be able to get that run. Update from race control that the number 21 of Kiffin Simpson being hand timed right now. Issue with the transponder, so they're hand scoring Kiffin Simpson. Little update for you. Drivers coming out of turn 12. Let's have a look at the exclusive Autosport cars. Cruising into turn number 1 here at New Jersey Motorsports Park. Simpson getting that full toe down the straightaway. Not quite close enough, though. Out of turn number 2. The interesting thing is he's dealing, of course, with that arrow push, that understeer, but so is Wyatt Prokopchik, because he's close enough to the back of James Rowe Jr. that he's dealing with the same effect. Fifth, 6th, and 7th. Back into that 6-7 combination. Big sweeping turn number 9. See if Simpson can get close enough this time coming out of 12th to potentially challenge Prokopchik. 19 laps down, 6 to go. Capping off this road to Indy Thunder Grand Prix at New Jersey Motorsports Park. Simpson falling back a little bit now. Doesn't have that position that he wanted on Prokopchik. He's lost a bit of ground. Speaking of the good run of top 5s for Hunter McElroy, again, this would be his 6th straight top 5 and 5th straight podium. Jacob Abel's had a pretty good run of top 5s as well. Literally, if we go 6, let's go back to top 6. Let's go top 6 for Abel. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. This will be his 9th straight top 6. And of those 9 races, 7 of them were top 5s. So, again, a great second half of the season as well for Jacob Abel. Really, really consistent. Strong run here, currently P4. Abel's got the Crosley Brands logo on the side of the race car, sponsor of the team. $115.86 for McElroy. Everybody else, $116 flat. Abel, $116.5. Rasmussen, a $115.8 as well, of course. 8 laps back, or not 7 laps back, but he's still putting the good lap times, and I believe does have the fast lap as well, that bonus point, which could be crucial. They got him back on the racetrack, fixed the damage from the opening lap. And I'll tell you, calling that, you think how crazy could it be? The extreme would have been him finishing dead last in 10th and having Braden Eves win, looking more possible like second and ninth. Still, when I saw that car coming over, crabbing with the damage to the suspension and that number 1 on the front of that cowl, like, wow, you got to be kidding me. Christian Rasmussen, there's no luck here this weekend. Finished third in the opening round, got some points. Second at Worldwide Technology Raceway. Got to go back to the opening round at Mid-Ohio for the last victory for the driver who's currently leading the points. Hunter McElroy, the most consistent driver over the last 3 events. Mid-Ohio, Worldwide Technology Raceway, and here at New Jersey Motorsports Park. Nothing but top 5s. And this would be, again, his 5th straight podium. Rasmussen coming into pit lane once again. To the point now that even if somebody went out, I don't think, he wouldn't be able to get enough, so might as well save the engine, bring it in, park it. He's done 13 laps. Best he's going to get to is 17. Everybody else has already done 21 or 20, so he'll park it, has that fast lap. Damage is done, though, for Rasmussen. The championship lead coming down to 17 points now after a dismal weekend here at New Jersey Motorsports Park. Onto the front straightaway comes your leader, Hunter McElroy. There's your second and third place drivers. Jack William Miller, lap down there in running right behind, or such you're behind McElroy. But here is second and third. Petrov still not close enough. But again, great points for the team championship for Exclusive Autosport. They've all but locked it out. Tell you one thing, just somebody just sent me a pic, which is pretty hilarious. You think about the car of Reese Gold coming in here with no wing. That wing is literally still stuck in the Armco out where he was in turn number 2. That the wing, when he backed it in, stuck right there, got back on the throttle. He was able to pull away, but the wing stayed there. So right now, Indy Pro 2000 wing watching from the outside of turn number 2. Laps clicking away for Hunter McElroy, and I called it in the pre-show. You let this guy go out front and give him open racetrack, he's going to put it down. Narrowly missed winning the championship at USF 2000 back in 2019. Won a bunch of races that year. Graduated up. He and his teammate Colin Kaminsky graduated with Pabst Racing. They moved into Indy Pro 2000 last year in 2020. And again, not a new team, but a new program within the team. So they didn't have all the data. Everywhere they went, they were building the database, and they were quick when they got better and better throughout that year. McElroy eventually winning the final race of the season at the Grand Prix of St. Petersburg. Came out of the gate saying, you know what, I'm a championship contender. We put this team together. We're looking good. And indeed was able to win the second race at Barber. And obviously, things are working. Goes back to St. Petersburg with a podium third, fourth in the second round. But then a little run. Indianapolis, 10th, 8th, and 7th. 5th at Lucas Oil Raceway. Road America, 7th and 6th. Not what you would expect from a Pabst team at Road America. But they've dialed things in, have they not, over these last 3 weekends. Mid-Ohio, Worldwide Technology Raceway, and New Jersey Motorsports Park, a run of what will be 6 straight top 5 finishes and 5 straight podiums. White flag flying for Hunter McElroy. This is the way you want to finish, on a high, rolling, heading back to a racetrack that the last time you drove there, you won. McElroy, it's a long shot for him to win this championship in terms of points, but all you can do, any driver will tell you, all I got to do is get out there and win races and let everything else wrap it up. If he's able to get a couple of wins there, even a couple of podiums, you think about the stretch, he will have essentially went podiums in the last 7 races of the year. What a great season. Our second half of the season here for Hunter McElroy. And again, I really hope that he's able to make the jump to Indy Lights next year. This is a guy that we need in Indy Lights. This is the guy that we need in the NTT IndyCar Series. I always laugh. It's kind of an ongoing joke that I'm not really sure how to detail Hunter McElroy. But, again, born in California, raised in Australia. Parents are from New Zealand, dual citizenship. He was actually born here, as I said, in the United States. Dual U.S. and New Zealand citizenship. Bottom line is he's getting the job done. Out of the final corner, what a dominating performance. 5 straight podiums. Hunter McElroy with the win to cap off the weekend here in New Jersey Motorsports Park. Exclusive Autosport drivers are rolled out as well. What a great day for Exclusive Autosport. Tremendous day. Braden Eves in second. Artem Petrov third. Jacob Abel, another podium in fourth for Abel. And here's this battle. It's been nose to tail all race long. James Rowe in fifth. Wyatt Prokachek sixth. Kiffin Simpson seventh. Jack William Miller a lap down in eighth. Christian Rasmussen getting back on the racetrack after the damage. 14 laps puts him in ninth. Still with a 17-point lead heading to Mid-Ohio in just over a month's time. And Reese Gold out on that opening lap after contact in turn 2, put him into the Armco on the outside of the racetrack. This one was all about Hunter McElroy completely leveraging the pole position he got through that second fast lap in qualifying. Can't ask for much more out of McElroy to get the job done. Not the fast lap of the race. That's the only thing. I think that belonged to Christian Rasmussen. He was able to get that position. But nonetheless, a tremendous drive for McElroy. 5 straight podiums, 6 straight top 5 finishes for the Kiwi. Excellent, excellent run. McElroy, Eves, and Petrov, that'll be your podium. And I'll head down right now to Tatis Victory Lane. Fifth straight podium for McElroy. Number 18 coming in here. Working his way over on the junior as well. Struggle to get the steering wheel off right now. Can't get that from the car. They'll work on that. They'll get it dialed in. They'll get out of the car. 5 straight podium finishes. 6 straight top 5. And he's out of the race car. What a run. Hunter McElroy getting the victory. Keeping himself in mathematical contention for the championship. Time to celebrate. That's the way to cap off the weekend. Great job for Hunter McElroy today. And of course our second and third place drivers for Exclusive Autosport. Strong run for them as well. Braden Eves and Artem Petrov. Once again, McElroy out of the race car already. Tremendous drive. The run he is on here to cap off this season is absolutely stellar. 5 straight podium finishes, as I said. Give him a chance back. Congratulations from Dan Andersen. Exclusive Autosport drivers working their way over here as well. Tremendous weekend for them. We're done here at New Jersey Motorsports Park as well. All we got to do is hand out some hardware to the deserving drivers here. Hunter McElroy wrapping up there with the press to get things underway. We'll jump into the podium and get rolling here right now. Tremendous drive, as we said, some great racing in this particular category, but really these guys are getting out there and getting the job done. Finishing in third spot, folks, today for Exclusive Autosport, a win in race number 2. Third spot today, Artem Petrov. Third position, Exclusive Autosport. Good day for Exclusive in the team championship standings, no doubt about that. This driver again coming in second, cutting the point lead down to 17 markers, heading to the finale at Mid-Ohio. Finishing P2, Braden Eves. Exclusive Autosport driver, as we said. We're going to flank the guy that got the win. Can't say much more about this guy, folks. As I said, 6 straight top 5, 5 straight podium finishes, and another win here today. Put your hands together for Hunter McElroy. That's racing driver. Hunter, I'll follow you up here. We'll have a quick chat. Stay right there in the middle for me. I heard you say that you didn't want the race to end because you're having so much fun out there. You're on a heck of a run right now. As I said, 5 straight podiums. This is more of what we wanted, right? Not what was happening mid-season.
Yeah, I mean, it is for sure a tough time, but it's not about what you go through. It's about how you bounce back, and I think it's pretty clear how you bounce back is what we've done. And yeah, man, I mean, I was happy with how this weekend went. Obviously, 3 straight podiums is great. I got a double pole today and a second yesterday, but I really felt that I needed to do that, and I knew I could. So to win by like over 10 seconds, when you're racing guys as good as these guys next to me, I mean, like we do this our whole lives. It's what we live for. So you can't really do that every day. So I'm pretty pumped to kind of dominate like that, and to obviously beat in the championship, which is good. Considering I was like nowhere, like I don't know, I didn't even know how far back I was. So to come back, and I don't really care about the championship, just I want to win, and to win like that's what I live for. So I can't thank everyone enough, the team, my sponsors. For sure, like you said, we went through like the lowest of lows, but it's how you bounce back, and we did. So it's not going to end here though. So we got 2 more races to win, and that's what I'm going to do.
Congratulations. There he is, guys. Hunter McElroy. Exactly that. Focus forward. Keep winning races. Even when you're low, you dig in, and that's how you develop drivers here, develop the mental side of this game. And again, Hunter obviously did not lift off the throttle at all, kept the hammer down, and has delivered for Pabst Racing with 5 straight podium finishes. He'll go to Mid-Ohio, where he won last time we were there as well, to try to score some more victories. This championship most definitely still up for grabs. So we'll get ready to cap things off here. Final champagne spray of the weekend. All 3 of the drivers on the podium have had good weekends here. Again, like I said, with the issue with Christian Rasmussen, Braden Eves now just 17 points back. Same goes for Hunter McElroy. He's still in the championship contention as well. Boys, champagne is yours. Cap the weekend off in style. These suits can now, of course, get put in the wash. Oh, Braden Eves bails out quick, solid run. Well, folks, thank you so much for being part of this Road to Indy Thunder Grand Prix here at New Jersey Motorsports Park. We appreciate you all coming to enjoy the event itself. Great to see the future stars of the NTT IndyCar Series here on the Road to Indy, presented by Cooper Tires. We had some great racing, some different weather as well, which really made for some exciting action here today with the wet weather changes, a wet race, wet to dry, a lot of different conditions, but we do appreciate everyone being here. 1 more race to go for Indy Pro and USF 2000. They'll cap things off, of course, at Mid-Ohio on the October 1st, 2nd, 3rd weekend. Still a couple of weekends for Indy Lights. They'll go to Portland and WeatherTech Raceway Laguna Seca. But again, we'll cap everything off on the 1st weekend of October. Thank you so much for joining us, folks. We appreciate it. Thank you for tuning in to Road to Indy TV. We are done for the weekend here at New Jersey Motorsports Park. On behalf of everyone from Andersen Promotions, Road to Indy, and Road to Indy TV, my name's Rob Housen. Bye for now.